Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. Today I'd like to go back to the case of the Idaho 4. May the victims rest in peace. Condolence to their families, and may the correct justice be served. Today I came across something that really baffled me. I had a lot of different emotions running through my veins. A lot of questions. How is it possible that the surviving roommate, Dylan Mortensen, has a GoFundMe set up? She's already got donations for almost $78,000. Make that make sense. We have a surviving roommate who did not call 911 at all. Think about that. For 8 to 9 hours. She's one of the reasons too, us not knowing the real truth. If she or Bethany Funk called 911, the case would have been easily solved. $77,474 USA dollars has been donated, and every second it's going up. DM wants donations for a healing journal. Quite interesting. Healing journal is what she named her GoFundMe. Her auntie allegedly put up a poster saying that, thank you all for helping my niece who's been through such a tough journey. I really appreciate anyone who could donate. The GoFundMe was open 3 days ago and it's already made $78K. Make this make sense. The real victims are Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Zana. Even their families have the right to open a GoFundMe, in my opinion, because they needed to go to the court for the hearings, but there was no hearings. At least they went for the pre-hearings. There are families like the Gongalves who's made money in plenty of other ways. Many people think that's wrong. That's ethically, morally wrong. But honestly, it doesn't bother me because I did not donate anything to them. I donated to Zana's mother, actually. So for her, I can understand. She has nobody. She's not like the G family coming up every time asking people to donate something or the other. So Zana's mother, I'm really happy that she was on a healing journey, and she's making it true. I believe everyone on YouTube creators, many of the YouTube creators spoke about Zana's mother and spoke about the parents and about Maddie's father's addictions. I'm a mental health counselor and I do not like to talk about the parents because I know what people go through. People who suffer of mental health illnesses, people who suffer of addiction, people who we don't know their journey. Just like Dylan, I don't know her journey, but we still have questions. And I find it strange that DM waited for how long to talk? Almost 3 years? And guess what? When she finally spoke, what did she do? Start a GoFundMe. Her GoFundMe hit higher than anyone's GoFundMe. Now picture this. If DM deliberately did not call 911, which we believe, does she deserve a GoFundMe? Does she deserve 100K? Is this what we are trying to tell people? Don't call 911. and people will forgive you. The public won't ask you questions. The case will be put on a gag order. It will be closed, and you'll make 100,000 on a GoFundMe. We haven't got one explanation from Bethany Funk, who's supposed to have escapoto evidence. Nobody's heard of her escapoto evidence. And she's the one whose Venmos said that she was selling rugs. Make this make sense. I'm really disappointed today. The second I saw that DM had a GoFundMe account, it really hit hard. Imagine those 4 students who are backdoored, those 4 victims. The point of DM that I have a problem with is her story doesn't make sense. She shouldn't be a witness, according to me. If you are hallucinating or if you're not sure what you've seen, how can you be a witness? Did you see BK? Did you see a vacuum cleaner that he was carrying? What did he see? What about BF? What about the fireworks? Something smells rotten in the city of Denmark, like Shakespeare said. This is getting annoying. Now they're actually making money out of the 4 victims. Because yes, anyone who opens a GoFundMe has opened it on Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Zana's name. They were the victims who went through it. Soon we'll have Hunter, Emily, Jody, David Baracho, David Lodge, Jack D. Jack D's opened GoFundMes, if you'll remember. He opened one for his dog. He opened for Kaylee's car. But Steve decided to put it down and put up his own GoFundMe for Kaylee's car. The strange thing that I find in this case is we, the public, get yelled at by the mainstream news media, by Idaho Moscow Police, by everyone, but yet we, the public, are the ones who donate. Isn't that strange? Healing journey. You can have a healing journey without $100,000 DM. Take it from a mental health counselor. What is your healing about? Okay, you could use maybe $5,000 on going to a mental health counselor, and I'm sure you'll be even getting those services free from the government of Idaho. You're entitled to get that because you didn't ask for this. And we don't know if you asked for this, honestly. But since you were the main witness, you're entitled to get everything you need from them. They're entitled to pay for your mental health therapy. And if DM was honest, and if you really needed a healing journal, just put it out there that I need help for a mental health counselor for my healing process. You never know. Maybe we could offered free services. Honestly, I could have. Obviously, I don't want to even be doing mental health therapy with anyone in this case. But honestly, what I'm trying to say is there's so many other ways to ask for donations and support without asking it in money form. And especially $100,000. What does she need $100,000 for? What healing journal costs $100,000? I'd love to know. Does she need a vacation to Hollywood, or does she need a holiday to Bora Bora or Maldives? I don't know what we're talking about. Why are these people correcting so much GoFundMe? And you know what's the classic that I found out? None of them have, have a limit of how much money they're gathering. I'll give you all a very good example of something that I came across that happened in the UK. In fact, it was quite, I don't know if it became viral on TikTok. 2 months ago, 3 months ago, most of my subscribers have seen I went to Istanbul, Turkey, been to Antalya, Dubai, many other places. But I recently showed you some video clips from Istanbul when I was in the boat and all. This was like on the 10th of May. And then if you'll remember, when I came back, I started doing my normal YouTube. Apparently, while I was in Istanbul, there was a British couple that went to Istanbul. It's a very sad, trigger warning, it's a sad case. It's a mother, father, and their 2 children under 8 years old, 8 and 5 years old. Really sad story. They were in Turkey the same time as I was. I believe it was Istanbul. I wasn't sure which city they were in. They came back. Before they came back, they went to Turkey. When they landed in Turkey, the mother, it was a couple and their 2 children. The mother was 35 or 37, something like that. Young woman started feeling fatigue. She started feeling nauseous. Something was really irritating her, so she thought it was the food she ate. They went back to their hotel. They slept there that night. While they were sleeping, the wife got up in pain. So her husband started calling the doctors, hospitals around. Obviously, this is Turkey, so I know it's totally different. It's a different scene. It's not like you just call an ambulance quickly and all. You can call ambulances, but especially when you're a tourist, it's really difficult unless you have a private funding and such things. So obviously the best is to be medically insured before you travel to any country. So what happened is the husband calls the ambulance wouldn't come, they asked many questions, and then there's the language barrier. Finally, he kept on calling the ambulances. His wife started turning pale. The ambulance finally came, took his wife, took her to the hospital in Turkey. He went along with these 2 children and his wife to the hospital. As soon as he came to the hospital, they told him, sit in a certain room. They said, you can't see your wife from now onwards. So he was wondering, why? This is my wife. I brought my wife to the hospital. They said, no, you can't see your wife. It's a police case. Very strange. So he called, I believe they're from Manchester, UK, outside, not London, not UK. So he called the family of his wife, the mother, father, and his mother and father, brothers, and he said, you'll need to immediately come down here. This is the situation. They won't let me see my wife. I need you all to come and help me with the children so I can go and check what's happening with my wife. He was sitting, waiting. They told him, you're not going to see your wife. She's in good care. Just go back to the hotel with your children, because the children were sleeping on the chair and all. He refused. He said, I'm going to wait. They said, we're not going to give you any further updates. So luckily, he waited a couple of hours. The family landed, came from UK. They took their 2 children, the mother and the father of the girl, his wife, and that basically his in-laws, his father and mother-in-law, and his brothers, and the girl's sister stayed over. So the rest of the family took the children to the hotel, put them to bed, and then the girl's mother said, I need to see my daughter. They refused her to. They refused the father. So they had to call the UK embassy. Anyway, the family told the son, go to the children. The children need at least one parent. Go sleep with the children. We will make sure that we find out what's happening to your wife, our daughter. Later on, they all were sent home. They said that they told the family, we have the daughter in good care, so everything's okay, just go. They all went to the hotel. They kept on calling. The husband did not sleep. He kept on calling. They said, we're not going to tell you anything about your wife. And they were just refusing to talk to him only. Next day he calls. His wife passed away. Sugar warning. Very sad. The whole family ran to the hospital. Now they refused them to even explain how she died. They refused to even explain why they're refusing the husband to see his wife. So when they started pressuring them, the families, they said, okay, the husband is the one behind. He must have poisoned his wife, so he's not going to see her. The husband was shocked. They called the UK embassy in Turkey. They went down to them. The government was aware of it. It became viral, the situation. So now, all the family want to do is go back home and bury the poor wife, mother, daughter of these parents. So they go back. Before they go back, they had to wait a couple of days for them to release her death certificate and put her casket in a plane back to UK. Now, when they finally got all the goes, and Turkey was taking a long time to do it, they finally did it. They released the body. The body came to Manchester. It went to the autopsy, and then the family obviously are getting ready with the funeral preparation. And then the autopsy coroner, the doctor calls the husband. And she said, we need you all to come here immediately. They went down and they find out the wife's heart is missing. The whole family started crying. They started contacting the hospital. The hospital wouldn't explain themselves. Then the government started contacting. It became Turkey and UK foreign affairs, because obviously you can't have somebody who went with their full body coming back without organs, and that is serious. Now this is where I'm coming with the Dylan example of of a GoFundMe. This family, the sister of the girl who died, the woman who died, opened a GoFundMe. She did not say how much the limit is. The story is obviously very sad. Sorry, guys. So people started just paying and donating and donating and donating. The whole of UK heard of it. Everyone was donating funds, I'm sure. And it was an international case, so people were donating from each and every country. The GoFundMe went up to 50K. That is what they wanted. When it went up to 50K, they put it up to 150K. It started with 100K. When they reached 100K, the family said, no, we need 50 more K. Please raise. They raised it up. People started donating. 150K. They got it. Then they decided, no, we don't want 150. How about 200? 200. It went to 200 when they hit, they continued letting it go. Everyone started asking them questions. People who donated like $500, $700 actually asked, what's up? We gave you all enough, didn't we? And they were like, no, there are things missing and we need this and that, It went up to 200. When it went up to 200 and they got it, they put it up to 250. I promise you. This was 2 months ago. As soon as I saw that, this is just my opinion, I couldn't bear to watch it anymore. Because that is, honestly, that's how I feel. That is a scam. Because you have UK definitely going to help them over with what happened to their daughter. It becomes automatically a foreign case. The world has donated to you, but then what happens to donations when people keep on lifting it up is my question. How do we know who really needs the donation and who doesn't? But in this case, I can understand, although they didn't deserve 250K, you can't make $250,000 because people want to help. But that's all right. What about Dylan, who's alive, who has 2 hands, 2 legs, who can go to work? Why does she need the world to pay for a healing journey when she's not even explaining to us why she didn't call 911. All Dylan kept on saying that day was me, me, me. You took my friends from me. You didn't think about how I felt. Me, 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 I. Very narcissistic behavior. None of these people who came, who spoke to BK, did their performances, spoke about their children. Yes, Zana's father. I loved Zana's mother's speech that she said, I forgave you. That is a tough person to forgive someone. I'm not saying everyone should. I can't answer for other people. I would have found it difficult forgiving anyone who touched my child. Forgiveness. But then it just shows you how people are different. But then we have Alivira, who came there for act, a proper act, calling BK a psychopath and a sociopath at the same time. That doesn't work. I don't know which universe she lives in. Sociopaths are man-made. She was sitting there drawing attention only to herself. Then we have Steve turning his table towards BK. I hope they got the final entertainment day, because I'm really disappointed. They didn't make it about the victims. They made it all about themselves. Me, 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 I. So after DM spoke only about herself, didn't even say, you took my 4 beautiful friends with me. Kaylee was funny. Maddie was like this. Zana was full of fun. Ethan was such a good boy. Nothing about them. You took them from their family. You turned our lives upside down. No. Me, I. And now she wants a donation. She wants people to donate for her healing journal. Guys, I would never tell anyone don't donate or don't donate or donate. That's your choices. But I hope anyone who decides to donate to Dylan thinks twice. Because what if she did not call 911 intentionally? That means y'all are literally disrespecting the 4 victims, in my opinion. That's why I want to find out everything before I donate anything to anyone. I told y'all all before, remember Jack Showalter, DM and BF know each other. Jack Showalter and BF went to the same school. No, DM and Jack Showalter went to the same school in Boise, Idaho. So why do we find it difficult to understand that these people could have pre-planned this? I always believe it was an inside job. It was an inside job, and I will say it today. Inside job, and I believe DM opened the door for them, and BF. And Queen Kelly was there that night. But I'm shocked. What do you all think? Let me know. This is the worst thing I've heard in so long. So now it's basically, if anyone commits a crime, they showed us that example. You don't need to call 911. Take 8 hours to call 911. Take 2 years and 7 months to appear to court. Never explain yourself about what happened that night. And after it's all done and said, you just open a GoFundMe and just call it Healing Journey. A healing journey, DM, that word comes from counseling. In therapy, we do healing journals. We have journal books. We advise our clients or our patients to have a healing book. But what do you need that money for? Do you need to go on a vacation? Do you need to change your looks? Do you need a surgery? What are we looking at? Just a question. Why are you gathering so much money within 3 days? And where is your limit? That's what I want to know. Are you trying to hit 250,000, 500,000? Guys, let me know what y'all think. Please like, share, and subscribe.